how when I was only 17 I could hear the angels whispering. So I drove into the woods, wandered aimlessly about until I heard my mother shouting through the fog. It turned out to be the howling of a dog, or a wolf to be exact. The sound sent shivers down my back, but I was drawn into the pack, and before long.
So we got a few different things from people who wanted things said today. Start with from the Critique of Pure Reason, Immanuel Kant, probably Jake's favorite book of all time. And this is taken from the Transcendental Doctrine of Judgment, Chapter 3. And I imagine this as a conversation with Jake. I've taken some liberties with it to kind of fit it into that idea. So imagine a conversation with Jake. You should explore the territory of pure understanding and carefully survey every part of it. Measure its extent and assign to everything in it its rightful place. This domain is an island enclosed by nature itself within unalterable limits. It is a land of truth, surrounded by a wide and stormy ocean, the native home of illusion, where many a fog bank and many a swiftly melting iceberg give the deceptive appearance of farther shores, deluding the adventurous seafarer ever anew with empty hopes, and engaging him in enterprises which he can never abandon, and yet is unable to carry to completion. Before we venture on the sea, to explore it in all directions, and to obtain assurance whether there is any ground for such hopes, it would be smart to begin by casting a glance upon the map of the land which we are about to leave, and to ask ourselves first whether we cannot in any way be satisfied with what it contains. Are we not ready to be satisfied? There may be no other place which we can settle. And secondly, what rights do we possess over this domain? And how do we consider ourselves rightful against all opposing claims? That is a good place to start. I will miss the conversations, arguments, and debates we've had over the decades. Jake touched me deeply in so many ways, and I will cherish everything he gave me for the rest of my life.
Are we not ready to be satisfied? There may be no other place which we can settle. And secondly, what rights do we possess over this domain, and how do we consider ourselves rightful against all opposing claims? That's a good place to start. I will miss the conversations, arguments, debates we have had over the decades. Jake touched me deeply in so many ways, and I will cherish everything you gave me for the rest of my life.
Yes. Yeah, Buffalo Bob. Yeah. I remember that clearly because
there was an engine, a big tall engine guy. Remember that?
Oh yeah, I don't remember that.
You remember the peanut gallery?
Oh yeah.
How tall are you, Jake? I mean, how old are you?
Summer, fall, winter, spring.
Huh?
And Princeton, summer, fall, winter, spring.
Winter, summer. That's Joni Mitchell.
I shared with him a quote from Breakfast of Champions by Kurt Vonnegut. As Kilgore Trout, a long-ignored sci-fi novelist, hitchhikes across the U.S. to be inexplicably honored at last at the Midland City Festival of the Arts. In a conversation with Trout, the trucker who picks him up says, "I can't tell if you're serious or not. I won't know myself until I find out whether life is serious or not," said Trout. "It's dangerous, I know, and it can hurt a lot. That doesn't necessarily mean it's serious too." And she also, I actually don't know this song. It's a Van Morrison song called Dweller at the Threshold.
Some Dweller at the Threshold. I guess I'm reading this Van Morrison song.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dweller at the threshold. I'm a dweller on the threshold. I'm waiting at the door. I'm standing in the darkness. I don't want to wait no more. I've seen without perceiving. I've been another man. I've pierced the realm of glamour, so I know just what I am. Feel the angel of the present in the mighty crystal fire. Lift me up, consume my darkness, let me travel even higher. I'm a dweller on the threshold as I cross the burning ground. Let me go down to the water and watch the great illusion drown. I'm going to turn and face the music of the spheres. Lift me up, consume my darkness when the midnight disappears. I will walk out of the darkness, and I'll walk into the light, and I'll sing songs of ages, and the dawn will end the night. I'm a dweller on the threshold, and I cross the burning ground. I go down to the water, let the great illusion drown. I'm a dweller on the threshold, and I'm waiting at the door. I'm standing in the darkness. I don't want to wait anymore.
Anyway, the thing I remember, one of the things I remember most about Jake is when we had the earthquake in San Francisco.
Yep.
Well, I was over at Jake's.
89?
89, yes. 1989. It was a June or April or what was it?
No, it was during the World Series, so it had to be in October.
Yeah, October. So it was October. We were all sitting there watching the game, and the stadium shook, and the people on this thing said, "Wow, look at that!" That's what the announcers all said. Look at this! Really, it was like a ripple going through the building, and people were like saying, "This is not, you know." And anyway, Jake and I were there at the house, and this is a very short story. Jake was like, and I were just looking at, going, "Wow, look at that! Look at that!" And I said to him, "You know what? I wish I was there so I could take photographs and stuff of it." And Jake just looked at me like, well, he didn't say anything. He just smiled. He just said, "Yeah, okay." It wasn't like he didn't criticize it. He didn't, he just gave me that, yeah. He was a great guy, man. He was a wonderful human being. I remember when the thing I talk about in my film was that I go over his house and he started talking about things I didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. That was the shit. That was the shit. You know that? When he started talking about shit, and I was like, yeah, he was a wizard. Yeah, he was a great person.
He was.
And he was wonderful.
So, where do you think you're gonna go?
Either dead meat or somewhere else. I don't care.
The first one?
Dead meat.
Dead meat.
Dead meat. Or somewhere else.
Meat bag.
Paris.
You know what? I don't really think it's gonna be dead meat. I think you should just hang on to the idea that you're still gonna have your consciousness. I bet you will still have your consciousness.
Oh, okay. So I don't care.
That's just a bet. Just a bet. I mean,
Yeah, it's fine. I'll take it.
I'll take it. It's like, I'll take that, man.
People, I mean, I'm just trying to figure this out. Tell me why you're doing this. No, I mean, I know why. I don't know why, or don't even know. I mean, just like,
Well, I told myself when I could no longer wipe my own ass or feed my own face, I was going to pull my plug, and that's what I'm doing.
the plug. See, if they already got you on a plug, then that's probably what you want to do, yeah. Or they're approaching the plug point.
Well, it's yabba dabba do time.
Yabba dabba doo.
Yabba dabba do. Yabba dabba do.
So I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to take a toke, and we'll talk to you later. Later.
I'll see you over there. Say hi to Freaky and Bennett.
All right, I will. And Bob Butcher.
And Bob Orchard, too.
And Bob Orchard. Say hi to all of them, okay?
I will.
Einstein.
I'll join you shortly.
And Einstein.
And Einstein.
And Maxwell.
And Maxwell.
Well,
And Bohr.
And Jimi Hendrix.
Jimmy. Kurt Cobain.
Oh, and
Kurt Cobain.
Emmanuel Kant.
Jolly.
That's right. Shit, man, you ain't gonna be bored with conversation.
Goodbye.
He's always a good first guy, he's good.
Ready?
Okay. Well, that was an awkward conversation.
What was that?
I don't know. That's what funny. It's like, oh, what's going on?
Bless you, Jake.
Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. I'm touching you, Jake. Woo!
I can hear him right now. Michael?
Get your
Knock
hand
it
off
off.
my leg! Bye, Jake.
Fly safe, brother.
Bye, Jake. Thank you, Jake.
Jake, you're in a better place. You're in nature.
Yeah, it's true.
You are part of the universe.
Be happy, because you don't have to deal with this fucking corporate world anymore.
You're free.
I swear to you, you're free. We
This
are
is a great
still
shot.
slaves.
We are. I know.
You left us here.
You left us and went on by yourself.
You got Jake all over your fingers.
I have Jake on my hands.
All over
I
your
have it on
pants.
my hands.
All over
I have
your-
Jake on my
Michael,
hands.
look at your pants.
And I have Jake on my
Look, your
pants.
whole fingerprints all over your pants.
I like to immerse myself in my work.
Of my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running. Oh yeah, babe, to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall. Now all you got to do is call, and I'll be there, yeah, yeah, yeah. You've got a friend.